block addict just collected first.
Hello, everyone! And Bach is always collecting the first piece of today. And I was waiting for you. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you. Also, I'm currently sitting here like hoping my computer is not going to explode because it's been slow today. And more often than not, it just, I don't know, froze for some reason. Alright. Alright. I probably need to leave a little bit earlier than our break. Or not, I'm here, but I'm going to probably have to run and get some more water. Because I'm a little bit stressed out right now because some stuff was happening before the stream. And I completely didn't have time to get like a fresh bottle of water. So we'll see how long my glass is going to last today. Anyways, we are going to continue this render practice I'm doing here, which hopefully is going to turn out not too shabby. Also, today has been quite eventful already, because as a lot of you probably know, I actually have worked together with a game studio, which I started working with them recently, but it's an indie game studio and, you know, I don't get paid and stuff. I would get to work alongside them and create the game, you know the drill. But the thing is, a lot of stuff happened all at once, right? I started streaming in April, then I knew I would get a mentorship in May, and a bunch of other stuff was going on as well, and it just became a lot. I do have to say that. Because I just love streaming and I don't want to give up on streaming. Because it's fun and I learn a lot. And yeah, I also don't want to give up the mentorship or any of my commissions and stuff because my ultimate goal is to be like a freelancer or work for a game studio and such, but let's just say a lot of indie studios or projects that get done that you guys don't even see like in Steam or whatever, they get founded or they try to produce some kind of product, but it just doesn't work out. Because there is a lot of work behind it and you need to spend a lot of time for stuff like that, and yeah, nobody's forcing you to stream for 4 hours every time. No, that's not the issue, Bach. The issue is just that this game studio I'm working for is very unprofessional and it feels like they don't have a clue what they're doing. They hired me for being a concept artist, right? And yes, concept artists do illustrations, okay? That's also something you have to do or you should be doing. But for some reason, that's all I'm doing. The concepts are getting done by a game designer. Which is kind of weird, and you also know when you talk to them that they don't really know what they're doing. So, yeah. That's the basic issue. For example, I have talked to them, right? Like, hey, what do you guys need? How long do you, in the interview, right? I talked to them, hey, what do you guys need and stuff? What can I do for you? How long do you expect me to work on this even though I don't get paid? And they were like, nah, it's not that strict. Everybody else also has a job, so just do what you can do and we'll see how it's going. And I also told them, hey, I am going to do a mentorship in May, and we need to see if it's kind of how much time it's going to take, because this mentorship is very, very important to me. And I also need to turn down the volume a little bit from the music, because for me it's a little bit loud on my ear. So yeah. Anyways, I was also telling them about the mentorship I'm doing, which is super important to me, and I really wanted to see if I can combine this. But since they're just giving me illustration tasks and not really like meaningful concept art tasks, I just wasn't able to combine the two. So in general, I have way too much work right now and not enough time to pull off everything. PC froze and had to restart. Last thing was that you're a concept artist for them. Totally fine. I can just wait. Yeah, so I'm a concept artist for them, and my job is usually to design concepts. Yeah, that's what a concept artist do. Every now and then, concept artists also do like illustrations, either to hype up like the community or the team, but usually they do this if they don't have any work, right? Because illustrators and concept artists work in different ways. Because illustrators are very like... How do I explain? Just take League of Legends, for example. Illustrators are making the splash art. They are super detailed, very rendered and polished and really, really beautiful. While concept artists, they make the design of the character, which isn't... They have nothing to do with the splash art, basically. They design the weapons, they make iterations, they make the skins and stuff, and that's one of the biggest differences, I would say, between like an illustrator and a concept artist. A concept artist is a designer. And I am still a junior, right? So, I'm giving my very best to still get a hang on the basics and stuff. I also don't have a very painterly style or realistic style. I'm very into stylist stuff, as you can see, of course. And that's basically what I'm good at. And all they have given me so far are illustration-based works, which is difficult for me to do. Because I'm not used to like pumping out very cool illustrative thumbnails in a short amount of time and render them in a painterly way, which I have told them. They have seen my portfolio. I'm not like very specialized in this. And usually I would do the concepts, right? But for some reason, the game designer is doing the concepts and I'm just left with like the stuff he doesn't want to do in a style I'm not used to. And all in all, you can see that they're not very professional in general, which is another huge issue. It just feels like a student project. There are no meetings, there is no like talking in between departments. It's like there is this CEO person who is doing, I don't know, we have secret channels. So whatever I'm posting from my work, only he sees it. I could post it in general too, but I'm supposed to definitely send it to him first. Oops, that was the wrong layer. So that's a little bit of an issue. And I have also told them, hey, I'm doing this mentorship and I'm going to prioritize the mentorship because because the mentorship is wait. Photoshop, what are you doing? Let me paint. Where's my... Okay. Sometimes Photoshop just randomly turns your brush into a mouse and then you can't do anything. So, there we go. It's so hard to explain. I don't want to sound like that they're dicks or something, because they're not, okay? They're very, very nice people, but it's just this project isn't... I don't know. I don't see much of a future there in how they're handling things, and currently I have too much on my plate to work for them. Because I have the mentorship, I have commissions lined up, I want to get more commissions in the future as well, and their deadlines are insane. Okay, I have shown it to other concept artists I know, and they also said, what the hell, how are you supposed to do all of this in a good quality in this amount of time? And I was like, yeah, I know, it's a lot, but I'm going to just try, because I don't think they're like searching for the best quality, since they're like doing, or they want you to do so much stuff. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, but to be honest, they want like a splash art. Okay, they want 2 splash art, polished splash art styles. So if I just close this here, they want something like my Ari background, just in grayscale. And a splash art takes months to do. And I'm supposed to do like 2 of them in grayscale in a very high polished fashion, while not, I don't know, while just taking 1 or 2 hours max out of my day? Never. That is never going to work. And they just don't understand it, because they see all those professional peoples and their time lapses and how they do things. And they don't see like the iterations, the time that goes into it, the color scheme, the concept that has been made before. And those are seniors who did it like for years and years and years and years. So it's just, for me, it's currently like insanity, and frankly, I just don't see a use to stay with them any longer than necessary, because I just can tell they are no professionals, and it's just more trouble than anything else. I mean, they didn't even know like the difference between a concept, what is concept art and what is an illustration, or what is like a composition. Yeah, need more than nice personalities to get a project through its process. Yeah, I know. And it's so hard. I mean, I really wanted to do the job, but at some point, I mean, it's great for me personally that currently I have so many options and that I can pick and choose from stuff, right? But it's just... I don't know how to explain. If I work on something, I want to give it my best. I want to be passionate about Jeez, why do I always click this bar? Let's get rid of you for now. At the very bottom. There we go. So yeah, if I work on a project, I'm very passionate about it. I try to give my best. I want it to be my very best. Or at least as far as I can push it in time given. And it's just... This project is already giving me so much trouble, even though we didn't even start properly yet. And like I said, I also told them, hey, my mentorship is going to have priority. Are you going to be fine with that? Because I don't know how much time I'm going to have. I'm going to try to combine the two things, if possible, which is not. Because, of course, I'm not going to do illustrations when I'm in a concept art class, which is totally logical, right? And yeah, in general, it just seemed like they weren't listening to me or not taking me seriously when I said that, and... Oh! Kraken, welcome to the stream, and welcome to hearing me bitch about my job that I basically just quit. Like 20 minutes ago. Damn. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it was a voluntary project I was working on with a little indie studio. But I currently have so many projects on my plate and I had to cut one loose, and this one was just like, for me, the most troublesome, the most stressful. So I decided to say arrivederci and ciao. Because sometimes that's just how it is. You cannot try to juggle 20 things at once and then get nothing done. Because believe me, I tried. I tried. But no, it was just... I need to find a way to form this into like just a few sentences, because it just... I'm pretty sure I'm going to repeat myself today a couple of times if people like join. So, in short, it just didn't work out. It was just not possible to do this project and focus on my mentorship on the same time. Because they just asked way too much for me for something I'm doing voluntarily. So, yeah. But that's also something people really need to be careful of. And that's if you're trying to get into the game industry and stuff, you often... At the beginning you often work with studios that aren't as big, that are small, are indie studios and stuff. But... Yeah, how do I explain? But more often than not, those projects feel more like a school project. Which is kind of sad, but also the truth. Because often indie studios are like studios that have studied like some sort of concept art, game design, specialty, whatever. And then they go out and try to open up their own studio. And sadly, more often than not, it just doesn't work out. Also, not me just noticing that whatever I did there is not quite right. There we go. Now here it's okay. Kinda. I'm going to make it like this. Then it also looks a little bit cooler. So. Yeah, but honestly, all the experience I had working in the game industry at the current stage it's in, it's a lot of like amateurs try and erroring their way through the industry, trying to make their own thing, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's really, really great, but also very, very tough at the same time. Because you really need to be careful if people are like scamming you. Because how was the game called? I think. Oh gosh, I don't remember. The day before or something like that? I'm not sure. They actually like. There were two people who founded the studio, then got a bunch of very talented artists on their, I don't know, on their Discord or whatever platform they were using. And they worked for them for free all the time. And then they released the game in the most horrible state you can possibly imagine, right? It was really, really, it was a disaster. And on top of that, they made a lot of money actually in that first day because it was like the most wish-listed game on Steam at the time. And they never paid their artists. And that's exactly what's happening a lot nowadays. So whenever I feel like a studio is not handling situations like this very well, I rather take the safe route and leave the sinking ship before it's too late. So yeah, that's why I stopped. And I hope the music is alright because I turned it down just a little bit because it was so loud on my ears. Also, yesterday after the stream, it was so funny. I told you guys that I had a friend coming over for just some coffee. And it was just so hilarious. Um, I went to raid out to Red Straw Baby yesterday, and I knew my friend would be stopping by like at 4:30, and I just got stuck in Strawberry Stream in Red Stream, and then I talked to her like, oh, it's so nice, it's so fun to talk to her, and then suddenly I'm looking on my watch and I'm like, oh shoot, my friend is going to be here any second. I really have to leave. But hey, everything was fine. Everything was fine. I didn't miss anything. I didn't screw anything up. Everything was on time, but still, it stressed me out big time. But it was so much fun as well. Because it was just such an hilarious situation. Alright. Boop. Just had to do a little something on my second screen. Also, I hope you guys are also doing alright. And one thing I'm really happy is that I slowly get the hang of this rendering technique. It was very daunting at first, but the longer I try to figure out how this works and stuff, the easier it is. So that's definitely a plus. Also guys, stay hydrated. And welcome everybody who has joined our little stream! We're just doing some rendering stuff here. Okay. think that's alright. Doesn't look too shabby. This looks so weird. Alright. Slowly but steady grinding away at this piece. Alright. Also, I talked to one of my TAs yesterday about the project and the workload and stuff, and it's so funny because I told them like, yeah, everything's going fine so far. I'm just super stressed out because I feel like I'm so slow with everything and that I just can't keep up with the workload because it's a lot. And they were like, yeah, I totally feel you on that one. I felt no different when I was in your shoes. I always lagged behind with homework and stuff, and that's because you're trying out so many new things, right? You're pushing yourself out of the comfort zone and so on and so forth. And it was so nice to actually hear from someone who has been through the program that they also felt the same way and are now a TA, right? So that really eased my mind. Because I do try my very best to be successful in this mentorship and stuff and to put in as much work as I can. But at the same time, it never feels enough, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm done with this one, and then, oh yeah, I need to do this. Dang it, I need to do that, and I need to do this. And I would just wish that I had more time for like other projects as well, instead of just this one project. Well, let's just say that I would have more time to practice different stuffs. Because right now this is like taking me ages to complete, and I would have loved to, I don't know, do some gesture drawings in between, right? Or some color studies, paint studies, whatever. But no! This piece takes up all my time. Because of the new workflow and everything. But in the end, it's going to look awesome. It looks incredible. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Bach. Thank you. But we did talk about this so many times already. Speed just comes with time. So I don't have to worry. At least not too much. Because if I look back at my oldest works and what I did back then, it's night and day. I would have never been able to pull off like a concept like this in the same amount of quality, in the same time. I just need to try something. No, that's sadly not working. Also, we talked previously about like that you have to be very careful if you're working or want to work in the game industry or being an artist in general, right? There are so many scams out there, which is just insane. I can't tell you how many times people like wrote me, "Hey, your stuff looks so great. Can I buy it? I'm going to pay you with cryptocurrency. Hey." Yeah, sure. I don't mind being paid in cryptocurrency. How about we use a safe platform to do it? And then you're like, nah, I want this scammy platform over here nobody has ever heard before and it's completely unsafe. Okay, boy. Then have fun doing whatever you do. I'm not a part of it. I mean, it's so sad that people like go to artists and offer them like a shitload of money. Because it looks very nice at the beginning if you don't have like a clue about what is going on and if this is legit or not. But after just a little bit of research, you very quickly notice, hey, that's not legit, just forget it and move on. But so many artists, especially new ones, they don't know those mean tricks, right? So they fall for it, they do whatever they're supposed to do in the scam, and in the end it's them who got hurt, not the scammer. And that's just, I don't know. Because that is also stuff you never get taught in like art school, or at least not the ones I went to. About how to look out for yourself and avoid scammers like that. It's just you get thrown out into the wild and then you're supposed to know everything and take care of yourself, even though most of the time it's just not possible. A friend of mine also got very meanly scammed. They had like they have the policy that they only like ask the other person to pay after they have received the final. I mean, they sent like a sketch to them as well, so they have like a sketch step they send to the client and see if the client approves of this, and then they continue to work through color and stuff. And before they send the final piece to them, they simply use like a watermark that's very hard to erase, of course, and say, hey, look, this is how the final piece is going to look like. Do you want to keep it this way? If so, pay me and I'm going to send you the rest later. But last time they did that, they sent the sketch and they said it's fine and stuff, and then they did the coloring and everything. And while they did the coloring, they went to the profile of the client because I don't know what the context was about it, but for some reason they wanted to show someone the page and stuff. And then they saw their work on the page of this client because they have just used this sketch they did for them and they put it into some AI image generator. Don't know which one because they didn't state it because they said they did it themselves, right? And when she messaged them about this, and also with like, hey, I'm still working on your piece, do you still want it? Because I see you have a very similar one on your profile, right? And they were like, yeah, thank you so much for reaching out to us. No, we don't have any use for your work anymore, and we don't intend to pay you as well, because, yeah, I'm not happy with the stuff you did, so I did it on my own. Which is just one of the rudest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, seriously, how dare you? It was 100% their work, it was their sketch, and they just loosed it like with... Oh, that's the wrong layer. And they just used it for some AI generator as a base and then made it their own. Absolutely disgusting, right? That's just one of the worst things ever. So now you even have to be like super careful when you're sending out your sketches even, because people just take them for some AI nonsense. Which is so scary. But there's nothing you can do about it, right? It's just be careful whenever you can. And if you see people like that, report them, warn others about those particular people. And that's basically it. They get away with stuff like that so easily. Sadly. But it's also great to see that a lot of people still support artists and don't want AI generated stuff. They use it as a tool, for example, which is fine, like the idea generation, but they don't steal stuff. And for me, that's like the most important thing. Oh gosh. I am so sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night. It was like, I don't know, I just couldn't fall asleep properly and I don't know, I just tossed and turned. So I'm definitely feeling the effects. Oh gosh, I need to yawn again. Oh boy. I'm so going to get myself some coffee later because that's just no. No. I don't want to be tired. I want to work. I want to draw. I'm not sleepy. Also, Cookie is missing. Oh my gosh!
Ananitsa just raided the grove with 21 spirits.
Anna, hello! Thank you for the raid! Welcome, welcome! Welcome everybody. Now I need to pull up the whole drawing and not just what I'm doing right now with the layer. Thank you so much for the raid! What were you up to? And thank you, Buff, for the shout out. What were you doing? Show me, show me, show me. And also welcome everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Celestia Faith. I also go by Tia, and I am a game concept artist and illustrator. And I'm currently just doing some character I designed on my own and just get some rendering practice done with a new workflow I'm trying out, which is basically like you're doing some ambient occlusion shadows in black and then you move on to the next steps. Which is very cool, but also very, very new to me. So yeah. That's what we're doing today. Oh, let me see. What did you do? Oh, those doodles are insane. Let me show you. Ah, you doodled back. That's great. Those are amazing. I love them. Awesome work. And if you need to raid and run, that's totally fine. You know how it is. I know how exhausting it can be, so don't worry about it. But on the other hand, how are you doing today? I know I've asked you that when I stopped by earlier, but still. Ah, dang it. So I hope everything is alright. So where was I? Just painting the blade, I think. And ranting about getting myself some coffee because I'm so tired today for some reason. I didn't sleep well, it just tossed and turned like I mentioned before, and right now I'm just sitting here like, I don't know, like a zombie. Doing great, got a little bit into painting these days. How are you? Hey, that's great to hear. Awesome. I'm good, I'm good. I do like this workflow I'm trying out right now. It's very simple and cool and effective. I still need to get the hang of it at some points, but it definitely makes my life a lot easier. And I've seen the results, how it's going to probably look in the end, so hopefully I can also pull it off in like an acceptable quality. But we'll see. I also like talked to people that I quit one of my jobs an hour ago. Or one of my projects, which is like a little bit insane to me as well. That was basically between between me stopping by at your stream and then preparing for my own. So I think today was already very, very eventful for me. Oh god, that sucks. No, not really, honestly. Right now I have a lot of projects and stuff to do, and I was already thinking about dropping one of them. And they gave me the perfect reason today to just say, okay, if I have to quit something, it's going to be you. Because it's a small indie studio I was working with, and I already told the people that have been here before that it's very difficult to get into the game industry nowadays, and you also need to be very, very careful if you start working for indie studios or studios that haven't like published any games yet. And this was also like one of the studios that said, yeah, hey, we're a startup, we only just began working on a project and we still need some people who want to dedicate their free time for us. You don't have to work a lot on it, it's all just voluntarily and stuff, and we're going to be a family setting and whatever, you know the drill. It's just same talk as always. And I did an art test for them, I found them to be very nice people, and I figured, you know what, if I have the time, I would love to work with you. And I also told them about the mentorship I'm doing in May, which this is a part of the homework, by the way. My mentor is Tyler James, who worked for Blizzard, did work on Hades and stuff, and he's a very, very cool guy, and I just adore him. And I told them that this is going to be my priority, and I don't know how much time I'm going to have, and I also told them that we probably have to reevaluate once I'm in the mentorship. If it's possible, I'm going to combine the mentorship with your work, because, you know, often in mentorships you can just... You have a lot of leeway because you have to come up with your own IP and stuff, or whatever. But the thing is, they only gave me like illustration stuff to do and not concept art, even though I came there as a concept artist, which is fine. I don't mind doing illustration stuff as well, but it's just I can't use it for the mentorship, right? So I also like started streaming last month and everything, and I have some commissions lined up as well. And I just noticed very quickly after my mentorship started that I have bitten off more than I can chew with everything that is going on. And I had a second... Oh, that's my scheduler. I had a second project lined up as well, but I did scrap that very quickly. Yeah, you have enough on your plate already, yeah. Because I had to pick between basically the one game studio and the other studio. And I dropped one of the two studios just because I didn't like the vibe. And since I had the chance to pick one of each, I picked the one I liked most. And then my mentorship started, and the first week was okay with the homework. I managed to stay in my curriculum in the time frame I was setting for myself. But rendering is definitely not what I'm good at, and it takes just a lot of time to get a final product out for me, which looks decent. So I quickly realized, okay, I need to dedicate way more time to this project or to the mentorship than I first thought. And I still want to do like streaming and my commissions and such, so I tried to keep up with like the work in the studio, but it just didn't work. It absolutely did not work. I already went to them and said, hey guys, listen, I don't think I have a lot of time to do this project. If you like, I would love to stay on board, because there are probably going to be times where I don't have as much work to do, because my backlog at the moment is like insanely huge. But I'm still trying my best. So yeah, and they said like, yeah, no, it's completely fine, right? Take your time, just do whatever you can do. And I was really happy that they said that, right? Because we're a very small team and stuff, and it's very casual. And honestly, we had a writer on the team, okay? A writer. Just a writer. And he had like 2 or 3 tasks for the same time frame as I had. I also had 2 or 3 tests, but we're going to get there in a moment. But he was supposed to... thank you, Belle, for the head pet. Thank you.
Collected head pet.
But just as a comparison, I also love to write in my free time, okay? I love to write prompts and stories. I have a friend of mine with who I'm always writing like almost every day, like just stories or our own little stories, which I just adore. And they had like, their task was to just come up with a character prompt in like 3 weeks. They are just supposed to write a simple character story in just 3 weeks. Like, I don't know, a paragraph maybe? And that's for like maybe 2 characters and such. And I'm sitting here like, okay. That's a long time for just a small paragraph for a writer. And here I'm sitting. And you know what my tasks were? Design a complete turret, which is like... let's just say I don't want to say too much of the project. I had to design something that was like a very huge part, like it was the main prop of the game. It would be like I don't know, whatever game I can think of that has a very iconic prop. Let's just say it's like the cube from Portal, the companion cube. Everybody that knows Portal and has seen it or played it knows the companion cube. And it's like prominent, like this one. Everybody should know it, everybody should see it. It's a central piece of everything. And then I should also do 2 thumbnails. But the quality of those thumbnails is like my background here, just in black and white. In not even 3 weeks. Which is, for me, insanity. And then you have a guy who just has to write a paragraph or 2. Not professional at all. So yeah, I basically was supposed to do like a very polished thumbnail League of Legends splash art style. And what bothered me so much about it is they called it concept art. All the time. And I sit here like, Um, sorry to interrupt you, but in definition, that is not a concept art piece. That's a something for an illustration. It's maybe like it didn't even have any meaning for the game. It was just to hype up their community or the sponsors or whatever. So it wouldn't even be in the game, right? So I was also like, it doesn't have any value so far. And in general, it just for me, it was like, okay. And I did my best to like provide them with like a very quick sketch at the beginning, and then I already noticed very quickly that they wanted a way more polished version of it, which was kind of odd as well. And yeah, after I told them, "Hey guys, I don't think I have much time," they were like, "Yo, it's fine, no problem. You go ahead and do that." But then the next day is, "Hey, how's the progress going? Did you get any work done?" And I'm like, no. I told you like yesterday that I'm very, very behind of everything and that I think I even mentioned that maybe oh, Photoshop, what are you doing? That maybe it would be better if I pause the project for now because I knew I couldn't keep up. I tried, I had a time schedule, I tried to like time management everything, but it was just not possible. And then they keep bothering me about the same things over and over again. And I was like, dude, I can't. I even showed them my homework and how far I was and stuff. Look, this is what I'm doing, okay? I'm not done yet. And then I showed them my lined up commissions and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. It felt like talking to a wall, basically. And for someone who wants me to work free for them, they were very, very, very demanding. So I figured, okay, I'm just going to pick the stuff that I think gives me the most ROI, so return of investment. And of all the things, I just figured, those people, I just don't see why I should stay, honestly. Because they don't seem to be professional. It doesn't seem like I can learn a lot from them and so on and so forth. And that's basically why I decided today to tell them, hey, I think it's better if we part ways. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah. And they also like treated me like I had no idea of concept art, even though I basically have a degree in concept art. I mean, art is always about improving, improving, improving. So there are various degrees, and I know that I'm still a junior. I'm definitely not like a senior concept artist who can pull off the most amazing designs of all time, but still, I know how stuff works, and you could tell that they don't. And what also was very, very odd is like how, I don't know, I never had a meeting with them, never. And I've been with them like for over a month, which was for me very odd that you have a project together and it seems like the departments are not talking to each other at all. We have the CEO, right? And then we had like our private channels and we should run by everything with him first before posting it in the general chat because I don't know. It was just all very, very weird. And I also have to say, I know what kind of project they want to do, and it's very ambitious. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind ambition. I think it's great if people have like very cool ideas and ambition to pull something amazing off, but it was also sadly very unrealistic what they were attempting to do. I'm not going to go into any details because it's their idea. I don't want to like put this out in the open so anybody can steal it, but there were some aspects to it where I was like, I'm not sure if that is going to work. Which I also told them, which is like, I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool idea, but I'm not sure if it's realistic. And they were like, yeah, but we're still going to try. Okay, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. No problem with that. So yeah, I just figured, come on, I have so much fun with streaming. I have met so many amazing people through the stream. And this is just currently what I really am passionate about and what I really want to do. And I'm also like, I love to do commissions. Commissions. Look at me. Me not good at talking. English hard, you know. So yeah, anyway, I also don't want to give up on my commissions and stuff because that's what I want to do in the first place. And I also think that the mentorship is going to benefit me the most. Because my ultimate goal at the moment is to speed up my process so that I can put out more stuff in a shorter amount of time. Which is a challenge. Because that means learning new stuff, learning how to be efficient, learning how to be good. Let me see. I think it's getting there. There's still a lot of stuff that I don't understand with this workflow, or I don't know what the best practice is. But hey, at least I'm slowly getting like a feeling for the brush. Also, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm super happy to answer as many of them as I can. Because I also want to be like educational, so if anybody has like troubles with Photoshop or wants to know some details about workflows and stuff, I'm always happy to help. Gotta go, I'll try to pop back in later. Totally fine, Kraken. Thank you so much. Okay guys, posture check. Make sure to unshrimp yourselves, don't hunch your back. And also stay hydrated, drink some water. Which I have to get, by the way. I'm just going to empty my glass and then get a new bottle. Posture check, it's a mess. I feel you. My posture is okay-ish, but currently my back and arm hurt, so my posture is not the best because I try to do a different posture that makes it more bearable. Hello, Desi! Welcome to the stream! Hello, hello! Also, let me just quickly leave you here with, like, whatever we have here with the color. I'm going to quickly refill my water bottle. I'll be right back in just a minute. It's not going to take very long. And I am back. Hooray! And as always, very professional with like going to grab something to drink during the stream. But yeah. I quit that project, that one job, right before the stream, which took a moment, so I didn't have time to refill my water bottle, or else I would have been late to the stream, which I definitely didn't want to be. Because I love you guys and I want to be on time as much as I can. Except for my gaming streams, maybe. Because the gaming streams are just to relax a little and hang out, but sometimes I just need to take a day off or two. And since art is definitely my main thing here on Twitch, I think it's going to be okay if I don't have like a gaming stream every Friday evening, because most of you guys aren't there anyway, because I know like Bach or Cookie, they always go to sleep. And they're going to sleep through those streams anyways. Dude. I also need to like gather some new music, because this playlist is like awesome, but I've heard all the songs so many times, so I probably have to expand it a little bit in the future. Or at least that's my plan. But you know how it is. So much to do, like subscriptions, emblems, emotes and stuff. My profile picture for the stream. My avatar. Ah, it's so much to do and not enough time. First world problems, right? I don't know what to draw. Also, hopefully I don't forget to grab myself some coffee in the break. Because I can really, really use it. I'm not like a caffeine addicted person. I survive days without coffee, easily even. It's more an exception that I drink coffee. So if I'm like, I don't know, having breakfast or meeting with some people for a cup of coffee, that's a different story, right? But at home, it's not like I'm one of those people who stands up and has to have their coffee first before they can even work. Because more often than not, I don't even eat like breakfast right in the morning. Unless I'm like, once again, meeting with people or something in a restaurant. It usually takes like a couple of hours for me to feel like I'm hungry or that I want to eat something. I know, breakfast is important and stuff, but it's just... For me, I really feel sick if I eat breakfast when I'm not hungry. Let's see if I can do this convincingly. Or not. Nope, I want soft round, thank you. I think that's okay. Could definitely be worse. Also for me right now, you know, everybody has like their evening routine or the stuff they love to do in the evening, like gaming, watching some TV and stuff. And for me, usually I just love to game when after work and if I have the time and not like like right now a lot of work to do. But currently I'm in my okay, I want to watch TV phase, which I have every now and then. Where I just like slump down in front of the TV, pick like a very long series and then watch it. And something I've been watching recently is Doctor House. Because I have to say I've never seen it when I was younger. Because my mom just, she hated him. She hated his guts completely. So whenever he was like I don't know, we watched a lot of like detective, police, CSI stuff and medical dramas, whatever. But this guy, she completely despised him. So every time he was like, it was his turn to be on TV, my mother was like, nope, nope, not gonna do this. Goodbye. And I didn't have much of a choice than to oblige, right? So currently it's just like, oh yay, Dr. House is on Netflix, let's go! I can finally watch it. And right now I'm in season 2 or 3? Not 100% sure, but yeah. I've been watching the season like every time when I had dinner, and sometimes if I just was too exhausted to do anything on a computer and stuff. And for gaming, at the moment, what was the last game I played? Oh yeah, I tried playing Dark Souls again, but I love difficult games. I think I've mentioned that before, but Dark Souls just hits me somewhere else. I do have like this perfectionism in me, and it's currently still so strong that Dark Souls is just not enjoyable for me. Because losing your souls and stuff is just... I don't mind losing my souls, but there is like this blockage inside me which really makes it bother me more, I guess, and I don't know why. I have played MMOs in the past where anytime you die, you would lose like a percentage or even 10% of your XP bar. It was normal when I first started out to play stuff like that, but I don't know why it's so different for Dark Souls. I really want to play it because I've watched so many playthroughs and stuff, and I also want to play Elden Ring because it just looks so good, and I also love like the mechanics of the bosses and stuff. And I just can't bring myself to enjoy it, which is like so sad to me. But every year or I don't know, every whatsoever time I just dive back into it and give it a try. Just to see if I have basically also grown as a person, and maybe I have finally like exercised my ghosts or whatever you want to call it, and I finally get to enjoy Dark Souls. But I think one thing that is also bothering me about the game is sometimes it's not even like, I don't know, I haven't found the sweet spot, or I don't know, with you can like kick people and also do like a jump attack in Dark Souls. But the timing is very odd. I have enough for a sketch. Hey, Cool Bacon Kid. You have enough for a sketch for a redeem, you mean? Welcome to the stream, by the way. If you have enough for a sketch, you probably have been lurking plenty. Do I have restrictions, content quantity of characters, etc.? If I do a sketch, it's only like a 10-minute sketch max. If I didn't write it in there specifically, let me see. Oh, I haven't. Let me see. I need to adjust that later. So yeah, basically no restrictions, but I'm just going to make a 10-minute sketch because currently I'm very, very, very busy. So I sadly cannot do like big sketches. I shall await big sketch time. Which can take years. No, just kidding. No, you can redeem a sketch. The sketch is never going to be like as elaborate as this one.
Just collected, stay hydrated.
It's always just like tiny sketches, and it's also so I practice sketching more because I'm not good at sketching. It's the same like I talked with my Dark Souls issue. I'm too much of a perfectionist to make good sketches. People always say my sketches look like line art because they're just, I don't know. And thank you for the stay hydrated reminder. Thank you, Bacon Kid. Thank you. Everybody drink some water again. And a stretch with me.
Cool Bacon Kid just collected, stretch with me.
Alright, alright. Let's go. Big stretch. Ooh.
Cool Bacon Kid just collected, posture check.
And also unshrimp yourself. Don't slump back into your shrimp posture when you sit down. I could redeem a sketch. Missed what you said to Bacon. Sketches are just very quick, like 10-minute max sketches, because I'm currently very busy and I want to train myself to do quick sketches. Because my sketches are most of the time very big. But don't worry yourself. What? But hey, I have learned my lesson when it comes to the sketches. Because I don't know which of you were there, but we had like a sketch mayhem 2 weeks ago or something like that. I'm not sure when it was. Where I was also very, very busy because I'm always busy at the moment. I don't have like much time for chill stuff or private stuff. It's always for a commission or for homework. And I think 3 people redeemed like a sketch with me thing. Let me see if I can pull them up. Oh, where do I have them sketches? That's like the silly sketches we came up with. Like I said, not good with sketching. I want to learn how to sketch better. But still, it was a lot of fun. Cute, gotta sleep. Good night, Bacon. Take care of yourself. And thank you for stopping by. And I can't wait to hear your sketch suggestion in the future. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, back to me ranting about Dark Souls. One issue I have with Dark Souls is like the jump and the kick button, how you, or the command, how you basically activate it. It's just it feels like the input has to be frame perfect, and in Dark Souls, you often don't have time to do like a frame perfect input all the time. And whenever I think, okay, hey, there's this guy, I really want to, I don't know, throw him off a cliff with like a kick. Then I try to do the kick motion, which is like, I don't know, was it RB plus like using the left stick? Something like that. And it would fail more often than not. Which is just so annoying. I even tried to practice and I stood there like for 10 minutes straight to just see, okay, can I do this? How does it work? When do I need to press the input? But it's never consistent. I feel like I do the same motion, like flick and press, flick and press, and it's just not working at all. And that's just so frustrating. I think for me, one of the most frustrating things in games in general is like if the controls aren't working 100% of the time. So if there is sometimes like an input delay and you know you've pressed the button but it just doesn't work. I mean, sometimes I do have to say the benefit of the doubt to like all the creators and game designers out there. Often it's not like the fault of the controller itself, it's often also the fault of like animation, if that makes any sense. Because in games like, oh, what am I going to use as an example? Let's say a game like Hades. Because that's something that's just popped into my mind, but there are a lot of examples, so if you know a similar game, it probably works the same. You have like multiple attacks on different buttons of your controller, right? And they all do a different animation. You swing your sword, you jump with it, you throw it to the ground, etc, etc. And this animation, of course, has to finish before you can do the next attack or the next skill or whatever it is you want to do next. A lot of games let you cancel the animation a little bit earlier, or they even make the animation in a way that it feels very good and natural to I don't know, weave in like a different attack or a different skill or whatever it is you want to do. But sometimes you also get like animation locked. And animation locked is basically a term if you're... The first time I heard about it was in Final Fantasy if you play Dragoon. Because Dragoon has a lot of jumps and they take quite a lot of time. And for a melee, it sometimes is the cause of death. Because it doesn't have like a cast animation or a cast bar on the bottom like a lot of other classes have. And you just don't know when you can move again, and then you're just dead because you were locked in the animation and the game would allow you to move. So, that's basically something that happens all the time in video games. So sometimes if something doesn't feel right or good, it can be because the animation is just not quite there. And in Dark Souls, I also sometimes think like it doesn't feel like you're locked in an animation, but just that the input is just too complicated, or not too complicated. It's just it has to be frame perfect, like speedrunner frame perfect. And having frame perfect input is so hard to pull off, especially if you're like a beginner in the game you're playing, or if you're not playing it daily. And that's just for me often like so frustrating if you want to make a certain move and then the input is not frame perfect and you cannot make it happen every time you try it. And if I die because of something like this, or just because, I don't know, sometimes it's very hard to tell how far your sword or your weapon goes in a game. And in Dark Souls, for me, it's like sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm standing the same distance from my enemy, and I want to hit them, and then I just miss them by like a millimeter or something like that, and of course they hit me right back on and kill me sometimes. Or this time I stopped playing because this was actually the playthrough I played the furthest yet, and I managed to reach the gargoyles, for any of those who know Dark Souls. And I had no idea that the gargoyles would be where I found them. So, when I went there, I had quite a bunch of souls with me, which is fine, you know. In Dark Souls, I just don't expect my souls to be with me for a very long time. But my issue was I was able to fight against them like multiple times, and to at least get my souls, so if I die, I have them in my inventory and I just die again and they lay there and I can still practice. But then this one day I wanted to play again after, I don't know, maybe a week or so, where I took a break from the game, and when I tried to play it, I ran up to the gargoyles, you know, and I went inside, and I rolled away immediately, because I know that sometimes bosses love to just kill you right the moment when you enter. And in this case, it was no different. I rolled, and it killed me. And I couldn't get my souls. And I was just sitting there like, oh, come on, why? The thing is, if I would have like played the game on a more regular basis, I probably wouldn't have that issue that I would mess up the timing and stuff, and I really want to take my time with Dark Souls and maybe like play it in one go, instead of having like these big breaks in between, because those big breaks are what are often killing me, right? Because you're just not used to the movement anymore, and Dark Souls movement is already very challenging. And I also have to finish Cyberpunk still, which I haven't yet. I'm not quite sure about those, like... How are the small segments called from his spine? I know it in German, but I don't know it in English right now. Let's see. Vortex. Okay. Or vortex, that doesn't sound right. Vertebrae. That's the right one. The vertebrae don't look right. But I don't know what the issue is. Oh gosh, me and a curvy line sometimes. That doesn't look right at all. Like I said, new workflow. It's always a challenge. Okay.
Ask it with scotch just collected. Stay hydrated.
Welcome to the stream and Irish with Guinness. Thank you for the stay hydrated. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Scott. I had to. That incident yesterday it burned itself into my brain. I've been holding on to that, huh? Yes, I've been. That was my highlight yesterday, or one at least. But how are you doing today? I hope you're doing alright. Fair. How are you getting on? Slow but steady? It's getting there. I've done quite a bit of progress already. I'm alright, but far too warm. To worm. To warm. But we are still having a fine weather. It's still alright. I'm still sitting here like with long pants and everything, but summer is definitely right around the corner. I had to head home early from Craft Club to have a cold shower. I was dying. Oh gosh. I bet. Do you have like... How's it called? Give me a moment. Air conditioning. Didn't have to Google, it came to me by myself. Do you guys have air conditioning or no? Because I know a lot of like clubs and stuff or community centers don't have it. Oh god, no, the opposite. The community center had skylights, so it was like a greenhouse. Great for the old ladies, horrendous for me. Oh my god. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh boy. And from someone who has worked in a greenhouse during summer, that's just no fun. 20 Celsius outside, probably nearly 30 in the club. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh god. I used to work in a garden center, right? And summer was just like, oh, hey, today it has like 32 degrees. Yes, where I work it has like 40 degrees inside. I am melting. I felt like the Wicked Witch, only less green. Sadly, I've never seen Wicked. I know like some songs from Wicked, but that's how far my knowledge goes. I mean, I do know Elphaba. I know how they look and stuff. Even though I'm a huge musical fan, so that's kind of like on my pile of shame, I guess. I even have the song Defying Gravity in my playlist. But from Indina Menzel. I haven't seen it either, but I've seen and read Wizard of Oz and a bunch of the adaptations over the years. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, no, the Wizard of Oz is also something that I never really touched. So I also don't know, like, the book adaptations and a lot of the stories behind it all. I don't even know why. I don't think I have a specific reason. In general, I'm currently a little bit lazy when it comes to books again. I did read a bunch of books at the start of the year because I was like super motivated and I really wanted to read more books this year. But at the same time, then I think in March I stopped reading as much. But currently I'm still reading Percy Jackson, which I'm almost done with the fourth book, I think. Which means I only need to read the final after. And audiobooks is a whole different story. I love listening to audiobooks when I have the time, like during cleaning or if I don't have to do like very taxing stuff in the early mornings. Because then I also have like an audiobook in the background, which is currently the David Hunter series, which is a crime thriller. They are a lot of fun. And I'm also, I have Audible, right? So I only get one, like, going 1 credit per month. I go through phases of devouring books and only reading for work, but since my job revolves around fantasy and TTRPGs, I still read a bunch every day. Just less novels, more books of lore and setting info or rules of different games. Yeah, that's totally cool still. I also read or started reading the Skyrim lore books once, but I never finished any of them. So yeah, at Audible, because you only get 1 credit per month, I'm always waiting for the credit to buy a new David Hunter book because I want to save some money. And I still have The Stand from Stephen King in my library, which I bought with a 2-for-1 deal together with The Shining. And this book is... oh boy. It's a long ass book, let me tell you. This book has over 1,000 pages, and I don't even know how many exactly, but the audiobook is 50 plus hours long, and I'm 20 hours in or something. It's my in-between book if I really have to, I don't know, if I want to listen to something but I don't have it. Because it's... I don't know, I have heard Carrie, Salem Slot, The Shining, and so far The Stand is taxing, I would say, because the first 20 hours are just... it's very boring. I mean, it's okay-ish. The characters are okay. It's one of those books that tells the story in different perspectives. And none of the characters that have been mentioned have ever met each other, so it's always a back and forth between settings. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Which I don't mind, right? I mean, it's always a very dangerous way to tell a story, because more often than not, at least in my experience, if you as an author pick multiple characters for your book, which you use their... what is going on? Why am I developing such a strange SH issue the past couple of days? Doesn't matter. Either way, if an author picks to tell the story from different perspectives, you always run into the danger zone of people disliking one of the characters you tell the story from, because if you usually it's I don't know, let's just take Harry Potter. The story is more often than not told from Harry's perspective, right? Sometimes you get little peeks into Voldemort's side and stuff, so... Hi Prism! Hello! Welcome, welcome! But of course, if you I don't know, if you would have picked Neville's perspective or Malfoy's perspective and people wouldn't like that perspective, they would dread those chapters where you tell the story from the different characters' angles. So it's always I think it's always hard to pull off to make a story where people like all of the characters inside and want to hear all of the perspectives. Because if you have just one perspective and you read the book and you don't like the person, you just stop reading the book, right? But if you have different perspectives and then there comes the chapter with the person you don't like, you're no, I want to see how it goes with the other person. I don't like this person. Why do I have to read this person's perspective? And so far, I do have to say The Stand does have that issue, but it's very long and taxing in general, I guess, because there's not much happening at first. I mean, I don't know if you people know what The Stand is about. It's one of Stephen King's works. It's basically without any spoiler because that's like the first page, essentially. It's about a pandemic. One that really kills like the whole population of the world or almost everything. It's like a zombie apocalypse, or maybe it is, I don't know. I have never gotten that far, but the people are like not alive anymore. And you follow like the survivors that try to somehow deal with the situation. And it takes a long time to even get there. So I think the first 10 hours you listen in, it's just like that people are, the government and people are slowly like vanishing, and you get to know a lot of like details from the characters and stuff, which don't necessarily are interesting. And I mean, Stephen King is famous for sometimes dragging chapters out a bit longer than necessary, and I think The Stand also got cut in the original, so it was so long that the editor said, okay, we're like cutting a couple of 100 pages. But the audiobook I got is like the original Stephen King intended cut, which is great. But also, I really understand why they have shortened it, because there are like, I don't know, pages and pages where just nothing is happening, or it's like nothing interesting. They're just living their daily lives and you hear their thoughts, which is fine, but it reaches the point where you feel like, is this really necessary to go into this much detail? Because if you write a story, you can decide how much you describe something, right? So, I don't know. What's a good example? Let's say you describe a beautiful fall day, right? It's fall, the trees are in all the colors you can imagine, and a character is just walking through a forest bit, and some leaves are falling down on the ground. The wind is like playing with the leaves, it's pushing the leaves around, and it's all in all a just very beautiful day. And then you can go further, right? You could like give the whole colors names, from crimson to a sunny yellow to a bright orange, and it looks like fire is playing above your heads, and the crowns of the trees are just like, I don't know, a picture from Van Gogh or whatever. And you can even go into more annoying details like, and ants are crawling over the bark, but our character doesn't notice them because they're so tiny and so unimportant, but they're still there doing their work. And you can go even tinier and more elaborate about the descriptions. And sometimes Stephen King just does a lot of those descriptions, but not in a in a subtle way. I actually enjoy that description so far. I know, but Stephen King is like, okay, she is eating a pancake, and if you, I don't know, and then there's drool dropping over her hairy skin and down her neckline, and you can hear her chew like munch, 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 and then she takes another piece, munch, 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 munch. It's so annoying to listen to this whole thing, munch, munch, munch. I can hear her teeth grinding through the cake, munch, 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 and it's getting on my nerves so much, munch, munch, munch. That's like it's sometimes a whole page just like the character is listening to another person chew, and it's very descriptive, right? I mean, it's very cool for the parts where he really builds like suspension, but at other parts it's just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not very interested in how cool the yolk looks like from the from the fried egg with sunny side up, and how it drips over the white of the egg and then onto the plate, and then I don't know, you have like 20 pages just him describing what's on the breakfast table. And that's just, for me, a little bit too much. And that's why I understand it's very, very extreme. And there is not much happening, so it's like, okay, I listen to this book, it's like nice in the background, you can... It's not like bad or something, but it's also not like, oh, I really want to see it, you know, or want to know how things are going, basically. I want to know what's happening next, because they're still eating freaking breakfast since 20 pages. And that's just, I don't know. A little bit much in my opinion. Also, I'm just looking at the clock and I think it's sleepy time for Bach, if I'm not mistaken, 2 hours into the stream. Which also means I am going to take a quick little break, like 5 to 10 minutes, because I have to get myself some coffee, because I'm super tired. And I don't want to fall asleep on you guys. Here you go. Did you have something more to look? It's still not done, but it's getting there. Slowly but steady, we're chipping away at everything. But it is a huge difference already with the AoE pass. Which I still have to go into the nitty-gritty details of, but one thing at a time, right? One thing at a time. But still, I have to say that this workflow so far is so much more enjoyable than the one I tried with my profile picture, where the layers were just crazy stupid to handle, and this one is already very intuitive and a lot of fun, and I don't run into the same issues I have with the other project, so I'm very happy with this. So maybe I'm going to stick with it, where I just have to see how the final product is going to look like, so yeah. Either way. Guys, I'll be back in a few with some coffee, and you guys also make sure to stretch your legs a bit, grab some glass of water or something else to drink. And so far, if you liked this stream, please consider leaving a follow so you wouldn't miss out on me going live. And if you want to support my channel and me as an artist, I would really be happy if you maybe consider gifting me a sub. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Today is not a good coffee day. It's an absolute disaster day for coffee. Oh. Oh boy. I tell you, that was like, I don't know. I have to drink my coffee black, and I'm usually a milk coffee person. That feeling when your coffee doesn't hit the way it's supposed to. Hi, Prox, and welcome to the stream. No, I can tell you in a moment. Just let me try and sip from my coffee for a second. It's too hot anyway. Then water it is for now. No, it's just... I don't know. I usually drink like latte macchiato and I just use my coffee foam maker or milk foam maker or whatever you want to call it for my own milk foam. And right now it just didn't work. First of all, we don't use that much milk at home, so... Cookie! You're alive! Hello! I was already wondering where you are. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We miss you. Let me just block this out real quick. So yeah, like I said, usually I use my coffee foam, my milk foam maker, whatever you want to call it again, and it just didn't work. The milk was just flat, and then I looked at like the expiration date on the milk carton, and it was like, it's 3 days over the expiration date, which is okay-ish, right? I mean, most expiration dates are just like suggestions anyways, so I often like taste the milk and stuff if it's still okay. Because with things like milk or eggs, you know very quickly when they're out of date, right? They smell. And with other stuff like yogurt or, I don't know, cream cheese, I'm more on the careful side because expiration date. Did I say suggestion? Hey, wait. Oh. Hey, my family and me went for an evening dinner. Oh, how cool. What did you have? So what's that? Yeah, expiration date. Oh, you mean because it's a suggestion date. Yeah, I get you. So yeah, it's just a suggestion, right? And with some stuff I'm very careful, with other not so much, because there is stuff where you just know that it's expired. And milk is one of those things. If milk is approximation, you should not drink eat date. Yeah, and honestly, right guys, milk is just like something, if it's bad, you know it's bad. There's not like an in-between where maybe there could be something bad in the milk. There is just the milk is bad. The milk has gone bad. You can leave it out for too long as well. Give it the old sniff test. Yeah. Good morning, Frog, saying good night. Good night, Pug. Sleep well and sweet dreams. Oh, before you go to bed, but I'm not going to stream tomorrow, by the way. I just looked at my calendar because I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I either am going to stream a little bit earlier than usual, or I'm going to cancel the stream. I see how it's going. So just a little heads up. I still need to decide what I'm going to do. Okay. And I hope it goes well. It is going to be okay. It's just a yearly checkup, so I'm fine. I already got my blood tests, so I don't know what the doctor is going to tell me, like, you have cancer. Oh, what? No, just kidding. I'm going to be fine. Either way, the milk has gone bad, and apparently we usually have like a second milk just for backup, since we know that usually we don't drink as much milk. Because we're not like cereal people, or I don't know, we also don't drink coffee that regularly. Especially like my boyfriend, he drinks coffee black in general, so he doesn't use the milk at all, it's just for me. And you only get this usual sized milk cartons, so no smaller ones. So yeah, for dinner we had like a grilled chicken kind of restaurant. Ooh, sounds delicious. So yeah, not only has the milk gone bad that was already opened, the carton that was still closed had the same expiration date on it, and it was already like a little bit bloated. And I stood there like, oh shoot. And we do have like plant-based milk at home as well. Like I think it was almond milk. And I figured, okay, you know what? Okay, too bad that the milk has gone bad. I can use like the plant-based milk because the plant-based ones they don't expire as quickly. So I opened up the plant-based milk and on it says the expiration date is in 2026, okay? How do you milk almonds? With very, very tiny hands. Uh, not juice, exactly. So I opened up the almond milk and, well, I poured it into my coffee because I don't mind like plant-based milk. I actually really like it, and it's just so great to have at home if you're not like a regular milk drinker, user, or whatever. But it had flakes in it, which was kind of odd, and my problem is I don't drink as much almond milk or plant-based milk so that I know how it would taste like if you milk drink. I'm not an alcoholic, I swear. A milk enjoyer, whatever. That all sounds so wrong. Oh my god. Just ignore what we have said. Just we're going to move on. If you put that out of context, it's just it's so dumb. I'm sorry. Oh gosh. Anyway, move on. I see we have reached that level today. Alright, nice. Oh god. I'm tearing up from all the laughing. Yeah, so basically the whole point is I have like 4 packages of milk, 2 cow milk ones, 2 plant-based ones. The one plant-based I opened right now had flakes in it, and I'm not sure if it has gone bad or not, because usually it doesn't have flakes in it. I tasted it. It tasted fine, but I don't like the taste of like pure almond milk because it tastes very watery. I love using it for like cereal or porridge stuff because then it mixes in with the berry thing and it doesn't taste as watered down. So now I'm basically waiting on my boyfriend to ask him because he drinks that stuff without anything as well, so he uses it for cereal to and you know sometimes drinks a whole glass of it, so he can probably tell if it's fine or not. Because it could also be that like the coffee was just because it was hot that it just started to flake, because sometimes that also happens with like, I don't know, some creme fraiche you use for cooking or other like milk-based products. If you put them into like something warm, they sometimes start to flake. But I don't know if the same goes for almond milk. So let's see. Black coffee, let's go. Okay, I'm currently kind of shocked because the coffee actually tastes good black. I know I usually don't drink coffee black. Boyfriend is vegan, or he just prefers it. He's definitely not vegan. No, he's my barbecue master chef. He does pulled pork and stuff. No, let's just say we are like mixing stuff. So I don't know. We're not like vegan, but we have a very balanced nutrition. Sometimes we have meat. We also eat a lot of fish. Sometimes we just have vegan stuff we eat or prefer to eat, because plant-based milk is great if you're not like using a whole bunch of milk. I love to use it for smoothies as well. I recently tested some oat milk. I think you can taste it if it has gone bad. It was very sour, like bad cow milk. Okay, yeah, oat milk, I know. I love oat milk, actually. I prefer it to most other milks. Because soy milk is... I don't like soy milk as much as I do almond, but oat milk is definitely my favorite out of the three I've tasted so far. So just normal human, gotcha. Exactly, yeah. I'm not like, I don't know. I don't preach like anything. In Austria, you might get weird looks if you have any meal without meat, though. Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. In Austria, it's really if you... I think even like good old Austrian restaurants, they don't even serve stuff without meat. Maybe you get a salad if you're lucky, but that salad is like just a side dish salad. Because Austrian cuisine is very, 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 very meat heavy. Wiener Schnitzel, Schweinebraten, whatever. Everything is just like super meat based. Or even goulash, which is originally from Hungary, but we still treat it like a national dish. And everything is like just a lot of meat. And of course, the different like sausages we have and stuff, they just mentally crash when there's no meat. That is basically it. Yeah, some people can't, they just don't understand how people can eat stuff without meat. I mean, even fish is kind of like a problem for some people. That's why Asian is so nice as vegan. They always have something and it isn't the 3 worst dishes on the menu. Exactly. Italian as well. Italian is also totally fine. They have very good alternatives. But I do have to say that I have recently started to enjoy a lot of like non-meat dishes when I'm like outside. Because sadly, a lot of like vegan dishes or vegetarian dishes, they are very... They need a longer time to prepare and cook, right? So at home, I'm often like a little bit more lazy. So sometimes it's just the good old brathändel, gruyhändel, let's go. But no. Fish is meat, kinda, maybe, I don't know. There's actually a term, fish is meat, yes, but it's a different kind of meat, so I hope it's in English the same. It's called, if you don't eat meat but fish, you're a pescatarian. A whole rotisserie chicken? Exactly, from the neighboring card. Not far from us. Yep, I know. Okay, perfect. But yeah. No, being vegan in Austria is definitely a challenge. You definitely get the odd looks every now and then. It's like vegan plus one. More like vegetarian plus one. I mean, honestly, if like being vegan or vegetarian wouldn't be so costly, more people would do it, because soy meat and everything is just so much more expensive than normal meat and stuff, so that's also one reason. I mean, even fruits are so expensive compared to just like convenient food. There's no better place for it than Vienna, though. It is not that rough unless we go out to eat with my wife's grandparents. Oh, I haven't even noticed that you guys are vegan. Have you ordered vegan stuff on the weekend? Probably. I don't judge people. I mean, they had so many like very good stuff on the menu. Yes, we are. Oh. Then thank you for not killing me for eating a duck. Yeah, both had tofu. Ah. Yeah, I had like, what was it? I did have a tofu dish on Mother's Day, which was it a pita? Pita? No. No, it wasn't a pita. It was like how are they called? Ah, no, not the duck. Nyak nyak. I don't know how it's called. Ah, dang it. It's like the Arabian pizza version. It's like not pizza formed, but it's more in like a ship form. Like, oh come on, I'm just going to quickly sketch it. It was like formed like this instead of like a pizza. This is so wrong. But I don't know the name, and it had like tomato pita. Pita, thank you. Pita, yes, yes, exactly. I had some pita and then some falafel-esque little balls with it. Tomato sauce, oven vegetables, and some smoked tofu as well. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name though. Yeah, it's pita. It's pita, yeah. And that was really, really good as well, but it was so much. It was like, if you would look at it from the side, it was like, this is like, was the bread, or a little bit thicker, maybe, like this. And then you had like a layer of like the whole vegetable stuff. And then there was those huge falafel-like things on top of it. And then in between you had like the little smoked tofu bits and stuff. It was very delicious, but it was just after the... I think I just ate one half and a little bit, and then I was just full. Falafels are great. Yeah, they are. And I think some red beet hummus as well. It was very, very good. That's good too, yeah. So many deliciousness. I mean, I'm so happy that more and more restaurants also like do stuff from the Middle East. And not just döner and dürüm and kebab and whatever. Oh, there you go. What? There you go. There you go, what? Because there's so many amazing dishes from that region. And there's one I still want to try, but I'm not even sure where it's from exactly. Because I know an Indian version of it and a Middle Eastern version, and it's called, I think, shakshuka. Oh, you mentioning hummus before reading my message. Yeah, I love hummus. It's so good. Though I do have to say that I sadly had like chickpea poisoning 2 weeks ago or something like that because they weren't like properly steamed. So guys, please make sure your chickpeas, even if you get them like already, they were ready apparently on the like can. It said you can eat them as they are because they're steamed. But yeah. The best restaurant in Vienna, I'm not actually knowing this, is vegan, vegetarian. It is so damn tasty. Nothing else I had in my life came close to it. Tian? Tian? I just wrote Tian and it just shows me like a ratatouille, I think. Oh, wow. Oh, that stuff looks amazing. amazing. Holy cow. What? That's a thing, crazy. Oh wait, I also hadn't heard of chickpea poisoning. Yeah, it's an actual thing. Wait, let me see how, I want to look up how the poison is called. There we go. Maybe I should see if it's the same in English instead of googling it in German. I'm going to explain it in a second, I just want to explain it right. I want the name. Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that in English. Holy moly. Maybe this is it. Either way. So yeah, but yeah, look at the prices. I know, but I am a freaking foodie and sometimes you just have to save up some money and just enjoy life, you know? I have been like in Michelin star restaurants before, so let me see. Also, I don't see the prices, or am I blind? I mean, I'm definitely not expecting this to be cheap in any way. But still. So wait, let me see. Oh, but Tia, look at the prices. Tia is a P. I am, yeah. No cannibalism allowed. It also stands for transient ischemic attack. Oh gosh. We went there for our Xmas present, and like I said, it was beyond amazing. Oh, very cool. I definitely want to go there too one day. Maybe it doesn't say it. It was like 700 euro for me and you. Yeah. Oh, oh, dude, dude. That's crazy, yeah. But like I said, sometimes you just have to save up some money. Especially if you go there, you want to have the full experience, right? And not just like, okay, I'm going to order the cheapest dish on the menu. I'm just going to treat myself for something nice. So yeah. I figured it would be like between 400 to 800. Anyways, back to the chickpeas. Chickpeas actually are poisonous or venomous when they are uncooked. They have some toxin inside that's called, like, in German it's Fasin, and I hope like phytic acid is like the same. Basically, green beans and chickpeas you should never eat like raw because of the toxin. It's like with raw potatoes, they also have like a toxin inside of them, and if you eat too much you can get like very uncomfortable, you can get sick, and even you can die from it if it's too much you eat of them. So yeah, and I had also no idea, and a week ago or two, I'm not quite sure, we made ourselves some chickpea salad, so it was like with the Greek cheese. Is it called feta in English too? I don't know. Just some cucumbers, peppers, some salad as well, and you know, nothing like completely special or anything. Poisonous was correct. Venomous would mean if they bite you, it damages you. Yeah. It's Feta, yeah. Okay. Yes, and apparently I was using like a certain brand of chickpeas and they should be safe for consumption, but they weren't because I was eating the salad and I was completely fine. And apparently it also depends on how, I don't know, tough your stomach is, because some people, they never have any issues with like chickpeas when they eat it raw, but others, they are very sensitive to it. And after like 2 hours or something, I was sitting on the couch, like drawing something, just enjoying life. And all of a sudden, I started to feel extremely, extremely sick. It was not like, okay, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable, I have like, I don't know, an upset stomach or something. In like 10 minutes, I went from I'm completely fine to running to the toilet. Because I just noticed that my stomach is not going to hold whatever it wants to get rid of. And I was so confused because I didn't understand what was going on. I had no fever. I didn't feel like, you know, the usual, if you get like an upset stomach thing that you... I don't know, it didn't feel like a sickness or like a stomach flu or anything. It just felt like I had drank way too much alcohol. And then after hours, you know how it is, that your cupboard just rejects it. But it even felt worse than that, and I was so confused, and my boyfriend as well. We were both like, what the fuck is going on? I feel so bad. And really, whatever upset my stomach was like, it really wanted to get rid of it. It tried to squeeze out every single drop of what was bothering it, and I never had that before. I usually if I get an upset stomach or like a stomach flu, I don't have this issue. Yes, I feel sick and I don't feel like eating and stuff. And yeah, you know how it is. I did vomit just a little bit and you just can't hold water and stuff. But it was fine, but this was like hell. And we were like not understanding why. And that day I was completely like out of it. I just wanted to sleep and I just wanted to rest. And the next day I was completely fine again. So I sat down and just Googled some stuff because I have to admit, chickpeas is something I only recently added to my diet because you didn't get them a lot around here, I guess, and a lot of restaurants don't even use them, or like hummus as well. And currently there is this trend towards those things, and I really love to try out new stuff, right? So, jeez. Photoshop. Escape, hello? It's not reacting anymore. Hello. Okay, I can move my mouse again. That's progress, okay. So I tried some chickpeas in a restaurant and I honestly really liked them, so we also started to Google some recipes, and that's how we found this chickpea salad basically. So I just figured maybe it was the chickpeas, maybe there is something wrong with them, maybe we should have like done something to them, because I know you should technically wash them before you use them. Because of the poison, apparently. And we also did that because, I don't know, I think I followed like a cooking influencer who mentioned that before, so I knew, okay, you should probably like wash them. And that's when I stumbled across this article where it talks about like chickpeas being poisonous if they're not like cooked correctly. And the symptoms, of course, are that you feel sick and that you get a headache and that you really vomit after like 2 hours. And the symptoms only appear after 2 to 3 hours, which was the exact time frame. And depending on how much you've eaten, they can vary. So for the future, I know that if I ever buy chickpeas again, I'm probably going to put them into a little, I don't know, bowl with some water and put them into the microwave just to be sure. Because I don't have any problems with very processed chickpeas, like if they're like, I don't know, cooked or in hummus. I never had any issues, but those were the first ones we ever used straight from the can. And like I said, I double checked the can. There it stood that they are already steamed and ready to eat, so they should have been safe. But you never know. It was also a rather cheap brand, so who knows? Maybe they got sloppy, maybe there's something wrong with what they're doing. But yeah. So skill issue. What was the skill issue? Sorry, I completely spaced out. I didn't pay attention. Kidding. You can also buy them pre-cooked in a tin can. Ah, sorry, I didn't catch. Yeah, they were pre-cooked in a tin can. That's why I was so confused why it didn't work. It basically said, verzehrfertig. Dampfgegart und verzehrfertig. Dankeschön. SBJ. Was? Oh yeah, so you would usually boil them, don't just put them in the microwave. No, I mean, I have read an article where you can put the already pre-cooked ones from the tin can if you want to be safe and want to kill off the rest of the poison. You can just use like a little bowl, put the chickpeas in there after you cleaned them with a little bit of water so they don't dry out, and you can put them in the microwave for like 1 or 2 minutes depending on the microwave. And that should be safer if you want to use it for a salad and stuff. So we are going to test this out for next time, and if that also doesn't work, we're probably going to always cook them before we use them. Because, you know, we picked this recipe because it was very quick to do, since it was just a quick salad and stuff, and we didn't want to like preheat anything or cook anything. Because we love to eat salad if it's hot, right? Like a lot of people probably. Also, I want to say hello to everybody who joined our stream. I see we are 17 people today, which is amazing. And we were just ranting about some silly food stuff, as you might know. And for those of you who don't know what the hell I am doing here, this is my homework for a mentorship I'm doing, which is to create a character, design it from scratch and everything, and I'm also trying out a new workflow, which I am so far very much enjoying. Even though I'm pretty sure I still have a lot to learn, because there's like, I don't know. You know how it is. If you try something for the first time, it's never going to be perfect, right? So, the skill issue was, I don't know, you yap too much. I'm a streamer. What do you expect me to do? It's my job to yap and to talk bullshit all the time. They all came when you started talking about puking. That's the best first impression, isn't it? So, what streamer did you listen to? I don't know, some strange artist who was talking about vomiting the life out of the best of times, isn't it? Like, chickpea poisoning. Awesome topic to talk about on stream. Hell yeah. But they stuck around, so apparently it's interesting enough. I was playing my game, then you started talking about puke, just blindsided me, so I had to listen. Yeah, that's the interesting stuff, right? Drama and sickness and... yeah. I could also talk again about quitting my job with the game studio today. That would surely pick up the drama points as well. Quick, talk more about puking. Sorry if I triggered anyone. I know some people just can't hear that sound. I'm sorry. Also, I'm drinking my coffee. Cheers. you did, please tell us unless you already did before. I did, but I can repeat it. I don't mind. Yeah, today I decided to just drop that project because I mean it wasn't really a paid job anyways. It was in general this project felt like a good old like student project, so you know, you know the drill. And I have talked to them before I joined them about the mentorship I'm doing and that I don't know how much time I'm going to have for the project, right? And they said, yeah, it's okay, just keep us posted and stuff. And I also asked them during the job interview how many hours they expect me to work for them weekly, because I just like, you know, some guidance or guideline on how much they expect me to do so I can, you know, avoid any troubles and stuff, because I don't want them to, I don't know, expect me to work for them like 12 out, well, 12, well, 12 hours a day. And yeah, let's just say, I don't know, wait, what, oh yeah, some people will start gagging when they hear that sound, very weird, the fake puking sound. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I also have like sounds that I just can't hear, but thankfully nothing like you can produce with your voice. But I also have a friend who like can't stand that at all. So if they're listening, I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to me quitting the job. I currently have a lot on my plate, like with the mentorship, streaming, commission work I still have to do. So I have a huge backlog in general. And I already had to drop another project before because I knew I wouldn't have the time. And ever since, before the mentorship started, it was totally working fine. I was working on the stream, I was working on their project, and it was just 1 week either way. Then the mentorship rolled around, and the first week was fine with the workload because it was simple, it was something I could do very quickly, and it didn't take too much of my time. But now that the second week has rolled in and we hit already, oh, it's already the third week, right? And we already hit rendering, and I'm still not done with like the second homework basically, and I have to do the same thing next week as well. I knew this program was going to be tough. And I even talked to one of my TA, which are basically the supervisors of this course I'm in. And they said, no, that's completely normal to not be able to keep up with the homework if you're doing it properly. Because you're here to learn new stuff, right? There are people that just push out something very shitty and they don't care about actually improving. And if you try new workflows, you are going to be slow. So that's totally fine, so I don't have to worry too much about that, but I still want to prioritize the mentorship. So I told them, I think, when was it? Someday last week that, hey guys, I'm sorry to say this, but I think I'm not going to have as much time as before to work on the project, because I'm already falling behind on homework for the mentorship, because it is a lot to do. I have to do a lot of research, some practice, and in general I was telling them, hey, I don't think I can work on this project anymore if things continue like that. And at first they were like, no, it's totally fine, just work on it whenever you have time, don't worry about anything and stuff. And this week they already, I think they bothered me like 3 times or something about, hey, how's it going with like the stuff you're supposed to do? And the thing is, I already had like my doubts before I told them, hey, I cannot do the stuff you're asking me to. Because basically my tasks were like in let's say in 10 days, almost 3 weeks. I had to do like a tower design or something else, some hero prop thing, which was very important for the game. I don't want to say too much about it, right? Which was concept art. And other than that, I should do this hero prop thing, which was super important for the game, and 2 thumbnails in the quality of this background. So basically a League of Legends splash art thumbnail, very polished, very high quality in black and white. And those three things in just 3 weeks where I'm not even supposed to work long hours. And I was already sitting here like, okay, am I misunderstanding something? I even asked them when they showed me like their benchmarks and their references. Hey, they literally showed me a splash art of League of Legends, okay? A really, really finished, colored splash art, I think from Kane Vane, the guy with like the green crown and I think his dead wife or something like that with blonde hair and stuff. Yeah, that's not realistic. No, not at all. And I was like, hey, you do know this is not a concept at all. This is a splash art. A splash art takes months for professionals, for seniors at Riot or outsourcing studios to finish it. Are you sure you mean this? The char name is Viego. Oh, thank you, Cookie. You know exactly who I mean. Thank you, Viego. Yes. And they're like, no, 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 it's just what we're aiming to do, right? And I was like, oh, okay, so I just have to do like quick thumbnails for them, right? So for me, like a quick thumbnail is like, I don't know, if you have like very sloppily here, I don't know, you do a little square and then you start like doing some character stuff, right? I don't know. Wee, look at me, I have a cool sword and haha! And everything is burning around them, right? And they have like fire hair. Woohoo! Look at me, I'm totally cool. This is like, I don't know, just very silly thumbnail, yeah. And you would just go in and drop some more details and whatever you want to do, right? I know, just a very silly little guy here. plus 1,000 aura, exactly. It's very silly, but this is like what a thumbnail is, right? It's very sketchy, you push in some values, but you keep it very simple and unpolished usually, so you can just get the idea out of your brain and just see what do you want to do. But they were like, okay, we want a polished black and white thumbnail version in like, I don't know, do I have like, let me see. I think this is a good example. Let me just copy paste this in here. These are thumbnails. I don't even know if this is an official League of Legends. I think it is. Amazing thumbnails, right? They are so good. They look amazing and oh, I just love them to death. But I'm not good enough to pull this off in just like the shortest amount of time because I am still trying to get the hang of painting. I used to do only cell shading, so stuff like this is very, very new to me, and I also hope that I one day can do more studies of it and stuff. But they wanted something like this, but already at a stage like... I don't know, is this a good reference? Let me see. But it'll... I don't know, I just... Let's just say they wanted something like this, but in a very polished state already, okay? Yeah, but you need that char first, though. I don't think they have it yet. They do have a couple of characters already, but that's the funny thing, right? I'm not making them. The game designer is making them. The game designer is also like designing like the hero stuff, like logos for certain things. They are designing the characters, they are doing the characters. And then they had a finished concept of a character which I was supposed to put into a scene, right? And I used the concept they were giving me from this character. And then they said, yeah, it looks good, but you have to change the character. The character doesn't look good. And I'm like, what do you mean I need to change the character's head? What? Yeah, we were imagining a head like this. And I sit here like, but you gave me a character sheet with the finished character on them. How am I supposed to know this is not the final concept? So yeah, a lot of stuff was happening, and you just could tell they had no clue what they were doing. But they demanded like so much work, and just as a guide, right? We had a writer. I think most of us had like 3 tasks until a deadline or something like that, and the writer was supposed to write what, I don't know, 3 little short stories or like a paragraph or something you can put on in an A4 page. Not even, it was even shorter, okay? It was like one third maybe. And that was all he had to do in like 10 days. Not 10 days, like, it was between like 2 and 3 weeks. It was like the deadline was on the 16th, then they decided on the start of May, right? And I sit here like, wait a second, this guy just has to basically do an A4 page of just writing, which I do daily, even more because I love to write stories with a friend of mine, okay? And I like to just brainstorm characters, and that is something I do literally. I do even briefs for characters like this, and I have to do this, I don't know, every time I design a character. And this guy basically has to do like a paragraph let's do a very sloppy A4 page like this. And that 3 times, and that's it. No offense to writers, okay? But that's like, those prompts weren't even good. I read them, those were like the blandest characters I've ever seen. Well, rip game on release. Yeah, honestly, I don't think this game has a lot of potential. I'm gonna be upfront, and I also told them about certain aspects they're aiming for in the game that it sounds a little bit unrealistic, and that it just comes with the genre they're aiming for. And they were like, yeah, but we still want to try. Which is fair. You know, you never know if something really works until it releases, but you know if some things are going to be a banger or if they're going to have a hard time. Because the genre they're going for, it already exists. There are a lot of other games that are older, that exist for years, that have a huge fan base, and it's going to be very hard to compete with them. They want to try, it's fine, but you could already tell that like their boss wasn't at all knowledgeable about the stuff, because he couldn't even tell the difference between, of course, splash art and illustration, and he was still doing the designs, but I'm supposed to be the concept artist, which was kind of like crazy. Also, like, League of Legends competitor, like, come on. Really? They're trying for that. Yeah, nice. Oh, right. I told you it was a MOBA and I was allowed to... Yeah, exactly. It's just... Dream big is totally fine, but if you're like a small, no-name studio, it's probably not the best idea to start with a MOBA. But that's just my opinion, right? I still loved that idea, and I still was like very happy to be on board with a project like that, but there were too many red flags, and I'm supposed to work for them for free, and I'm not going to ruin myself over a project I don't know. Like I said, you sometimes have to make decisions about what is the best return of investment, right? Where do you get the most out of with the time you put in? And today I also woke up and they like sent me a bunch of links, which were interesting, okay? It was like some posts and a digital art book of something and stuff. Completely cool, totally fine. And they asked me about the process again, right? How far I got with the work for them. And I already told them I don't have time right now. I am not able to work on it multiple times. And I already suggested to them if this is going to be a problem, then we maybe should like go separate ways right. Oh, jeez. Is this the wrong layer? No, everything's fine. And they said, no, it's fine. And then they come back to me and bug me about like the progress, even though they knew I can't work on it right now and that I'm going to tell them when I have time again. Because I would have loved to stay on the team, right, and just be there. But if you're doing a project where you expect people to work for free, it's often better if you have a couple of concept artists that are working on it, because there will always be times where you don't have as much free time as you want to. And that's the thing. If you want people to work for free for you, have backups. Because if they're working for free for you, you are never going to be the number one priority for them. Never. Unless it's your own game. And that's the thing. I told them my priorities. They were not going to respect it. They said it's not possible. I would have loved to stay with them and I don't know. I'm pretty sure my mentorship is going to have times where I don't have much to do, or where I have more times. I'm also going to have some days off, like I don't know the block out, but I think it's like 10 weeks. I have like 10 weeks of mentorship, then maybe 2 weeks off, and then again 10 weeks of mentorship. And I would have time in this time frame. And I also told them that. And if they can't respect that, then that's it. And I have warned them before they even put me on board. And that's the thing, right? So yeah, that's why I told them today, hey guys, I just can't. Because for me it was already super hard to tell them, hey guys, I don't have as much time as I want to for the project. I was really emotional when I first reached out to them and told them, hey, the program is more intense than I thought, and the work they expect me to do is insane, or at least for me it's insane because I'm not there yet at this quality. And it took me a while to even decide to tell them the truth that it's too much, and I was so happy that they said no, it's totally understandable, they get it. And yeah, but sometimes you just have to set your priorities. Tia today. Oh. Oh god. Let's watch this together, just because we can.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. But Carmen, we're trying to. Screw you guys.
Yes, that me. That's totally me. Also, let's just watch this one TikTok I think Cookie sent yesterday, which I didn't watch. I'm so sorry. Let's just look at it really quickly. Unmute.
No. Push, push, push. No. Nabia, nabia, nabia. No. Chi, chi, chi. No. Peace, peace, peace. No. Michu, michu, michu. Su, su, su. No. Gatito, gatito. No. Minka, minka, minka. No. Kicha, kicha, kicha. No. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Starden, borden,
That's so
harden,
dumb.
bart. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Starden, borden, harden, bart. Oh, German always works. Yeah, German always works. Oh, German always works. Yeah, German always works. Yeah, German always works. Come here, lovely.
And it's so funny because that's not even a German word, and it still works. What the hell? Oh boy. But it's true. It's true. My cat would have never dared to ignore me whenever I talk to her. It's like, I don't know. Wenn du da gleich von diesem dämlichen Regal oberhupst, dann schmeiß ich dich aus dem Fenster aus. Also komm her. like that. I know nobody probably understood me, but except for a few little people. Anyways. So yeah, long story short, I just said I'm going to quit that job because I already have so many projects which I value way more, like Twitch, the mentorship, my commissions. And I'm also I'm also probably going to get a deal with like a children books illustrator that I'm going to help her out with some projects as well, and if that comes in I would have quit this other project anyway. So we'll definitely see. Because for me, I can't even like quit Twitch or my commissions because that's how I make a living, right? So that's why I decided to put that one project that is not going to bring me any money, which is very unprofessional, where I haven't even talked to the other 5 people that have worked on this project because our boss just wanted us to always post in a private channel between him and us before we posted officially, so it didn't even feel like we're a family. Because I never met the family. Do you do comms off stream? Currently, yes. I do have one lined up at the moment, which is for a friend of mine, who said do your school stuff first before you do mine. It's for a mouse pad. I think I can show it to you. Oh, not new. I just have a very rough sketch of what I... let's just see. There we go. It's very, very rough, okay? It's just, I'm going to design a mousepad for them with, like, Celtic themes and wolves, and basically they want a PNG of something they can put on a mousepad or other stuff. So, very rough sketching, so I can know, okay, is this the direction you want to go in, and I'm going to refine it. So, yeah. I do want to do more commissions, and I also want to do a commission sheet so people can more easily commission me. Because so far it's a rather complicated thing. Because you have to write me and I have to figure out the prices for some things, because more often than not people come to me with like some stuff which I've never like done a commission before, because like for this PNG mouse thing, I've never done something like this before, so I probably have to set up like a small illustration, big illustration, or like with background, without a background. So yeah, I have to figure out my own prices in a way that isn't complicated, if that makes sense. Like a very neat commission sheet where you can really see everything at a glance. And you can pick and choose whatever you want. Yeah, so far I just have like a little Excel sheet where I have my prices in there for me, like my hourly rates and stuff. Which works fine, but it's just... for people on Twitch or other platforms, it's just too complicated. But again, time. I don't have time to do all this stuff, which is so annoying. Also, it's getting super hot in here. I think I need to take a quick break and go change into some shorts. Because I am currently melting. So, there you go. Here is Le Beauty. It's always super hot for me. Yeah, you picked a very hot climate, that's true. But at least you don't accidentally, like, wear a sweater like I do right now, because in the morning it was, like, super cold up here and we don't have the heaters on. And right now I'm just sitting here like, oh my god, it's so hot. So yeah, that's the issue if you live in a country where it's, like, minus 20 degrees sometimes in winter. I mean, not anymore. It's like minus 10 is like one of the highest things I've seen in recent years. To plus 30. That's sometimes like, okay, what am I going to wear today? Okay guys, then I'm going to quickly rush into my bedroom and just change, or else I'm going to melt today. Be right back. With a beautiful rolled R. And I am back. Arr. I'm a pirate. I cannot do this properly. Arr. Purring like a kitten. Alright. Then let's go back to rendering. And I already feel way better. Nope. There we go. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm on a sketch layer. Okay, that makes a lot of sense why it didn't work the way I wanted to. Alright. Also, I still don't know what I'm supposed to do about tomorrow. Because I for some reason I thought I made the appointment with the doctor in the early morning. But of course they didn't have time, so we had to reschedule it for the afternoon. Which means now I don't know if I'm going to stream and when I'm going to stream and how I'm going to stream. Because I also have my weekly mentor session in the morning as well. Which means... oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I can stream tomorrow. Because the mentor session is from, you can just cancel stream, I think. I can, yes I can. But that was just, in my mind, I was just thinking about the time. And my mentor session usually starts at 8. So if we just do like 1 hour, it's going to be over at 9, but we also went over once, and I don't know how... You know how it is. Sometimes if you have like private mentor sessions, you talk longer if you can, and I would need to start to stream at 9 to get my 4 hours in. So... because I would need to stop streaming at 1 p.m. my time because the appointment is at 2. So I probably either... I don't know. It really depends on the mentor session. I might do some streaming in the morning, or I just cancel and I do some streaming in the evening. So if I do stream in the evening, I probably won't do art. Because I don't even know when I get back. It's just such a dumb time. And I do have to say, since I'm still not used to streaming regularly, I also didn't think of the stream when I talked to them about the appointment, because if you're like self-employed like I am, you do have freedom of like picking your appointments, and I usually just make sure that my boyfriend also has time for the appointments, and for him it's easier in the afternoons, of course. So, we'll see, we'll see. It's definitely not going to be at our usual times, that I can say for sure. But health is important, because if I'm not healthy, I cannot stream at all. Those vertebrae are going to be the death of me. I'm not at all happy how they look, but I hope my mentor can help me figure out how this works. Because the way I'm rendering right now is, like I said, very new, and to see... I don't know, to render this in black and white without any colors and stuff is just... I need to get used to seeing the shadows in this way and to figure out how the stuff is working properly, so... Yeah, do you think? I will. I will. Also, I'm curious who we're going to raid out to later. In like, I don't know, roughly 40 minutes or so. Because I already mentioned yesterday, I want to maybe do 1 week where we visit new streamers, 1 week where we visit old friends. Because I don't know, I like to keep like a balance between things. I just love to meet new people. But I also want to support and visit the ones I already know. Which I do like, of course. Because so far I see a bunch of people online, but 2 of them I already raided this week. We maybe are going to visit Ain Meagle later, if they're still online. But I was also hoping that maybe Daniel is going to stream today. Daniel Hooker Art, who has been stopping by so regularly last week, and I also want to say hi to him again. So we'll see, we'll see. Gotta support those artists, those amazing, amazing people. Also, I still do have a very, very long list of people I want to visit, but most of them sadly have like a very different schedule than I do. They either like stream before me and stop before me. So I probably am never going to be able to visit them with a raid at least. And then there are the people who are like streaming while I sleep. Which are definitely amazing artists, but hard for me to go and watch them, right? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Also, one thing that's making me a little bit nervous, actually. I was talking to my mentor, right, about a lot of things lately, and I was also talking to him about like me streaming a bit or like recording what I'm doing. And he said, "Oh, that's amazing! You have to show me how you work because then I can really give you feedback." And I'm sitting here like, um, yeah, sure. Watch me struggle, watch me suffer. Look how crappy my workflow is. Look how much how much I talk during streams and not work at all. Yay. So I'm probably going to share my YouTube channel with like my mentor so he can take a sneak peek at some stuff I'm working on. I mean, I don't do everything on stream, right? But I don't know, it's still so weird to think your mentor is just going to watch whatever you have recorded and give you feedback on that. Because I'm sitting here like, oh no. But at the same time, it's also the best way to improve because he knows where I really lose time. So yeah, little do they know, Tia just yaps. Okay, I'm going to mute myself now and I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes. Bye. Just kidding, of course. Finally, what's up in your life, Cookie? Oh, how rude. How rude. Prison, you just don't want to admit it, but you like my yapping so much that you invited me for lunch. So... I'm just here for Cookie. Oh, dang, that burn. I'm going to cry in a corner. People are only here for Cookie. They're not here for me. I'm just like a stand-in, and Cookie just does all the entertainment. It was nice seeing you again and getting to know your fiancé. Yeah, I was having a blast, honestly. But when we drove home, right, we were so scared that we would run into the football, soccer people. Because the game started at, I think 5. And you know, it's 90 minutes, like one soccer game, right? And we were around the stadium, around at, 6:30, but we figured people are definitely not leaving early. There's going to be a break, but we were like, oh gosh, God, please, 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 just let's get out of Vienna before they leave the stadium. Yippee, my stream now. Yeah, you are sneaky. You're quietly overtaking my stream. Maybe that's what Bach is doing. Maybe he's not collecting artists. Maybe he's collecting streams to take over. Oh, oh.
Logical Hooker just traded the grove with 6 spirits.
Thank you so much for the raid, Logical Hooker. Hey there. Thank you for stopping by. If I'm not wrong, I think we met on Daniel's stream, right? I hope I don't mix up like the names right now. Thank you so much for stopping by. What were you up to? Let's give you a little shout out as well. Hopefully I don't mess it up, because so far Bach has always done the shoutouts ever since he changed it. There we go! Ha! I still can't do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So you were doing art again. Awesome. What were you making? Feel free to share it in the chat. Links are allowed. Just don't send me any viruses, please. And yes, I think we met in Daniel's stream. Awesome. I was just talking about Daniel before because I was hoping that he might stream today as well, and so I can read out to him maybe. Because he has been stopping by rather regularly. So awesome to see you. So for everybody who doesn't know me, my name is Tia. I am a game concept artist and illustrator. And currently I am working on a little homework piece from a mentorship I'm currently doing. It looks like this right now, and I'm just trying out a new rendering technique with that, which I haven't done before. So we only have the flat colors, and I'm rendering with like a blackish blue at the moment. But yeah, that's what we're currently up to. And I am so going to write down your name. Also, do you prefer logical or hooker? I'm also giving you a little follow. Also, guys, check out Logical's stream, please. And share some love. Give them a follow. Let's support each other. She also keeps me in her basement. Please, someone help me. Shush, you cookie. You are not allowed to talk in the basement. You know that. Oh, thank you for the follow. You are very welcome. I'm also going to write your name down on my little cheat sheet. Because I like to keep the names of the people who rate me on my little piece of paper. So I know when I can return the favor. Because I cannot remember at all who has rated me or not. I have like a couple of people already on there who I have to rate, like Eurolatte, Cookie Tea, Anna, Natse, Pinky Bus, and now you too. Of course, if our streams line up, because that's not always easy. Okay, there's what I'm working on. Okay, let me stalk you. Oh, you're doing traditional art. That's amazing. Am I allowed to show it on stream? Or would you rather prefer if I don't? I'm just asking because yesterday we had Zozo here and they were a bit flustered when I showed their art, so I felt bad. So for those who didn't click on the link, here we have Logical Hooker's art. And I'm also going to leave a sneaky follow and a like. I just love galaxies. I just adore galaxies. I mean, just that you know that I adore galaxies, right? It's just like this whole project I did was like galaxy-esque based, right? With a lot of like starry. Oh, I didn't mean to like myself. Away. So yeah, I'm always up for like night sky stuff, and also the crystals I did for this guy was also based on like galaxy stuff. So very cool work, very cool. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. No, Prism, you're not getting out of that one. It's the year 20,205. You may like yourself, it's cool again. I absolutely despise myself. How can I like myself? Just kidding. Guys, make sure to always appreciate yourself anyways. So, let's get back to rendering then. So, oh, did I? Oh, I did. Completely confused where I was again, which never happens. This is looking very cool. Thank you, thank you. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the hang of this new rendering technique I'm trying out. Which is basically like drawing ambient occlusion on a separate layer. At first, just like simple blockouts, hard edges, soft edges, you know the drill. Pillars of creation? I completely overlooked that. Oh. Alright, chores and EP time for me. Bye bye and have a good rest of your stream. Thank you so much, Cookie, for stopping by. And alright, I'm going to let you out of the basement to do your chores. But this is an exception. Sleep well, and I hope you're going to be back next stream. That's the name of the galaxy cluster. I think that's what they are. Oh. Wait, now I want to see it. Pillars of creation. Oh, wow. Okay, those are amazing. What the hell? My painting is based on the web telescope photos. I can totally see that. Okay, that's just... That is gorgeous. Look at chat educating me about stuff again. This is amazing. I have never seen them before, even though I just love looking at like space photos. But once again, I've been focused so on concept art that I have like neglected reading up on like dokus and stuff. This is insanely cool. Thank you so much again for sharing that with us. Logical local. Jeez. Look at me stuttering. English is hard. Gosh. No, but seriously, that is really, really cool. And very inspirational. Because honestly, right now, it's itching me that I want to draw something similar to that. Like a design or a creature based on the pillars of creation. Really, really cool. And oh good, thank you. Also, I do prefer to be called Hooker. Hi, Automode. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we know why it got filtered out, right? But you're fine. Okay, then I'm going to call you Hooker. I think I asked you that before, but either I overlooked your message or maybe I'm just blind. Oh, for sure, Automod and I have a special relationship, lol. She, her. Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry. Didn't mean to assume any gender. It's always very hard to... I should really get used to calling people they, them until I know the gender. No, it's a good person to ask. Yeah, and oh! Sorry, that completely got spammed away because your messages are, of course, highlighted because you're a raider! The raider. Okay, Hoka, thanks. Twitch is warning me when writing the name, though. Oh! Right, lol. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's technically like a bad word, so. But just once it did. I mean, in my chat we're not that strict. Like it's the context. If you would call some random person a hooker, then I would probably like come around with a warning and a bad hammer. But I mean, it's not an insult if she calls herself a logical hooker, right? It's just funny because it has several other meanings, lol. Yeah, yeah. That's so true. I mean, wasn't it like Scott who also got automodded from my automod because they're queer and they refer to themselves as queer person? And I think before that we also wrote like about queer stuff and everything, and for some reason it was not okay for Automod that they called themselves hooker. Hooker. Oh gosh, queer. So yeah, it's strange. I read enough mystery books as a kid where they don't want you to immediately know information about the character, so I'm used to they as a singular pronoun. Yeah, for me it's just like a little bit troublesome because English isn't my first language, it's German, and we don't really have an equivalent to they, them, at least not that I know of. Because we do have like he, she, it, right? So female, male, and like thing. But we don't have a really gender neutral one. So that's why I'm trying my best to get into the habit of calling people they, them until I know their pronouns. But you know how it is. You just have to get over your muscle memory. Which can take some time. I mean, I even have a friend that I met while they were still using the she, her pronoun. And someday in between everything, they changed to they, them, and I still refer to them as she a lot of times. But they're like very cool about it because they know I'm like trying my best and not mean it in a like an offensive way. So yeah. It's weird in German, we can't really say they, them. I think people use the English term they. I think so too, yeah. Is German a gendered language like French and Spanish? I do think so, yeah, very much, yeah. I mean, we have like articles like English has the unanimous term der, and we have die, der, das, which is basically an article for like female, male, and thing. So, sadly, yeah. And honestly, you don't want to call a person a thing, right? Because we really only call... I know in English people also call their pets it. Sometimes because a lot of people just call animals with the it thing. And we all also like general animals. So, yeah. The toilet is female, bread is neutral, sausage is female, the oven is male, etc. Yeah, exactly. So we don't really have something gender neutral. But to be fair, I mean, all the people who are using the they them pronoun, they all know English, and that's why they also prefer they them. So yeah. Okay, gonna look for a bit. If you have to read and run, that's totally fine. I'm so sorry, I wanted to say that earlier. Don't worry about it, I'm sure streaming was taxing, so enjoy your lurk, recharge your energy, and please take care of yourself. And still, happy to have you around. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Nick. Have a great day, everyone. You too. Thank you. Yep. Okay, perfect. Always happy to help. Yeah, but in general, I would argue that, at least where I'm from Austria, right? Not from Germany. We are definitely not a safe space for people who use the they, them pronouns. Because we are a very old-fashioned country. There are still a lot of people who have troubles even accepting gay couples, lesbian couples and stuff, so everything that goes beyond that, if you find people that are very understanding, it's already like like an exception. But hey, it's going to still take a long time until people are going to be acceptant of that, but we're going to try our best, right? Oh yeah, that's definitely still a thing in the UK too. Whether it's to the same scale. Yeah. I don't know how it is in the UK because I never been there. So I don't know how traditional the UK is with that too, but yeah. Can't imagine how it must be, but I think it is okay in Vienna, like comparisons to other places. Yeah, I mean, big cities usually are much better in that regard. That's exactly what I wanted to say, yes. City is always way easier, but even to try to explain to my grandmother what that is, or if you're like in the countryside or smaller cities in the countryside, like, I don't know, St. Pölten or Linz or Salzburg or something like that, they are way more traditional and you really get bad looks, even if you don't look the part. So, I mean, even I get strange looks because I have copper hair, which is very bright, but still, like, I don't know. I don't think I look like, I don't know. I can't even imagine how a person would feel who uses they them, because they often have, at least if they're biological female, they often have like those very boyish clothes, like baggy clothes, short haircut, whatever. And the stares they get in the cities or the places where I'm around, if you even see people like that, it's just, sometimes I just want to smack the strangers staring at people and pointing at them like they're like a zoo animal. So yeah, it's going to be a long way and we probably need to do baby steps, because explaining the whole LGBTQ community to someone who doesn't care or doesn't understand it is a lot, and it's difficult to expect them to understand the whole thing because it is very niche and you have to know a lot about the topic, right? So I think over the years we're going to take baby steps into the right direction so that people start accepting that people use they them, then they might accept people being asexual, pansexual, or whatever, or trans stuff. So yeah. Hi Mihamara, welcome to the stream. How are you? My little brother who drove a car into a ditch 2 weeks ago, oh gosh, just passed his driving test. Congratulations to your little brother! Hey, that's great! You don't hear me clapping probably, but I'm clapping for your little brother. That's amazing. Good, and how are you? I'm perfectly fine. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing great. Where are you watching from? Ella, so he wasn't seen by the teacher, I guess. Prism, if you have driving lessons and you drive into a wall, that's totally okay. Because you're a driving student, right? So you are allowed to make mistakes. You just have to pass the test. You don't have... If you don't drive the car into a ditch during the test, you're fine. You have your license and you can go. And at least you have more experience than other people. Because which driving student can say, I have been in an accident and I survived? I'm watching from Northern Germany. Na dann wünsche ich dir einen wunderschönen Nachmittag. Freut mich, dich kennenzulernen. But yeah. Danke. Sehr gern geschehen. You are very welcome. So yeah, I've been chatting way too much. I should focus more on my drawing, but it's just so much fun hanging out with you guys. What? I don't understand. You liar, liar, house on fire. Oh, I'm sorry, I should translate in Austrian, right? I basically just said, Servus, wie geht's da? So you didn't miss much, Prism. Also. Oh jeez, I just know that my brain is slowly shutting down. But I do think we have made, again, a lot of progress with the rendering. It's still very slow, but you know, it's like bit by bit I'm figuring stuff out. Maybe this is better. Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not a sprint. Art is never a sprint, it's always a marathon. It's not always that easy. It never is. That is so true. Also, we are slowly ending our stream today. I'm just taking a little peek at my sidebar to see which person I want to rate today. Yeah, and I think we're going to hop over to Emil's stream in a moment. Also, I'm probably going to show you, like, the whole piece for now. Yeah, it's really getting there. It's a learning progress. Anyways. And guys, again, thank you so much for today's stream. It was so much fun. And we also had 2 raids today, which is like amazing. So, I'm going to scoot over to my main screen. I know I'm ending it a little bit earlier. But I do have to pee. So I still want to chat with Emil as well, so... Yeah, here is our raid message, which we're going to need later. So if you want to use it, just simply copy-paste it. And let's prepare ourselves for a little raid. Alright, then guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I was having a blast. Tomorrow we probably are not going to have the stream on our usual time because I do have a doctor's appointment at 2, which is basically when I usually stream, right? So I either stream in the morning, I still have to decide, or maybe we do a little gaming stream later in the day, but we will see tomorrow. Oh!
Hammer joined the Spirit Grove.
Thank you, Mihamara. Thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciated. And that's also a reminder for the rest of you guys. If you like my stream, please leave a follow so you don't miss out whenever I go live. And if you want to support my little channel and art endeavor here, I would really appreciate if you leave a sub as well. It would really help us out. And now I'm going to send you over to Amiel and we're going to stalk them a little bit and see what they're up to. Have a wonderful rest of the day, guys, and I see you either tomorrow or on Friday. Bye!